My name is Summer. Wait, is it a little weird to introduce myself to my diary? It's a paper, well, a book. My book, technically. But if I die, I don't want people to wonder whose diary this is. Anyway, my name is Summer. I've had a pretty okay life, I'd say. Probably a little more adventurous than your average girl, especially considering my mother tried to keep me sheltered. She had me pretty young, so she wanted to avoid that for me. Overall, it worked. My mother kind of always let me be myself to some extent. She let me dye my hair young, wear belly shirts, get piercings. Then, kind of in the same breath, she didn't really know who I was. She'd accuse me of being boy crazy when I never was. She was down my back a lot in an overbearing way. But for argument's sake, I can see why. Sometimes. So, my first boyfriend. Depends on what defines a boyfriend. I've had different kinds. I've had two different first boyfriends. You're probably like, Summer, that doesn't make sense. It does. You'll see as I go on. I mean, fifth grade doesn't count. I didn't even let anyone walk me home from school, and that's a dry, boring buzzkill. Maybe I should tell you about my friends first? Gosh, this is harder than I thought. Kiana and I met in elementary school. I moved from Brooklyn to Queens. I swore I was never going to make friends, so I could go live back in Brooklyn with my grandmother, since I was miserable in Queens with my mother. Don't even wonder if it worked. It didn't. Kiana and I clicked on the first day, and we were basically inseparable for years. She still and always has been my sister. I'll never forget the first day of school. It's always awkward being the new kid, and this was already fifth grade. Kiana was the first person to talk to me. She literally came up to me and said, "You're pretty. I'm Kiana. Sit with us for lunch." Felt like a TV after school special. Not that my friends from Brooklyn weren't nice, and I probably would have been the same kind of person Kiana was, to make the new girl feel welcomed. I just didn't expect that. It was the beginning of a very long friendship. Kiana and I went to the same junior high school after elementary. There we met Claudia, Chantel, and Kara. We were all 12 when we first met in homeroom. Everyone was terrified of having to switch classes, walking through the halls and not getting lost. The upside is Kiana and I were in the same homeroom due to our last names. My last name is Williams. Hers is Wilson. We walked into homeroom and took the first two seats that were together. It was a table designed for 5, which reminded me of an elementary setup. At that table, when we first approached, Claudia was sitting by herself. Kiana says hi to Claudia, then I follow suit. Claudia says hi back in a nervous tone but looked relieved someone spoke to her. "I'm Claudia." "I'm Kiana, and this is Summer." I half smile at Claudia. "You two already know each other?" she asked. "Yeah, we're best friends," Kiana says. "I've moved so much I barely have a friend, let alone a best friend," she says. "Well, you know us now," Kiana says. I give Kiana a confused look. Clearly, Kiana is more friendly than I am. And it's not that I'm not friendly, I'm just shy. People take my shyness as stuck up sometimes. I've learned to stop correcting people. If they learn about me, then they learn about me. And if not, that's fine too. A few more minutes go by, and another girl walks in looking awkward. She sees the first open seat at our table. "Is someone sitting here?" she asks. I shake my head no, without really looking at her. She puts her stuff down and has a seat. She looks young in the face, but she's tall. Compared to me, anyway. "Did I miss anything?" she asks. "Nope. Teacher didn't even come in yet," Kiana says. "I'm Chantel, by the way." "I'm Kiana. This is Summer, and this is Claudia." She points to each of us when saying our names. I half smile again. Claudia says hi. Kiana is clearly our ambassador. "I'm nervous," Claudia says. "Me too," Chantel says. It's gonna be a breeze in a few weeks, Kiana says. Yeah, probably, Claudia says. I'm sitting quietly, doodling in my book. The teacher walks in, a younger woman. She looks no older than maybe 22. Really pretty, slim build. Can't figure out what she's mixed with, if she's even mixed. She looks Spanish, but not Spanish at the same time. Welcome to junior high school, middle school, whatever you want to call it. One step toward independence, the teacher says. Independence? I'm 12 now, and I want to be out by the time I'm 18. I just have to keep good grades and go to a great college. Not sure why I'm in such a rush to do everything. I just want to be able to stand on my own. I am your homeroom teacher for the entire year. You will report here every morning. Some of you will have me twice a day. I also teach math. She then turns around to write on the board and continues speaking. My name is Miss Adams, and today we are, and she gets interrupted at that moment. The classroom door opens and a dark-skinned girl is standing in the doorway, fumbling her papers, trying not to drop her book. Sorry, I got lost, the girl says. That's okay. What's your name? Miss Adams says with a warm, welcoming smile. Kara? Kara what? Duh, I think to myself. Why did she only give a first name? I roll my eyes slightly, then I think to myself, that's not nice. That was kind of snotty. She's probably nervous. I'd only say Summer too without giving my last name. Sorry, Kara Washington. You're in the right place, Kara. There's an open chair here at this table. Sit with these girls. She points to our table. Kara sits down at the table and she looks extremely nervous, almost sweaty. I hope this girl doesn't pass out. So where was I? Oh, today, for a little bit, you're going to socialize with your table. It is important to have buddies. This environment is different from elementary school. You could be making lifelong friends starting today, says Miss Adams. I kind of hate these projects because unless you know me, I'm not very talkative. I observe mostly. Kiana leans over and talks through her teeth. You better talk. I roll my eyes playfully, but in an attempt to look serious. Yes, Mom. We giggle softly. All right, so talk amongst your table and then we'll go around the classroom to know everyone's names. Remember your table. These are your table mates for the year, says Miss Adams. For a few minutes, our table was really quiet. Okay, so I'll break the ice. I'm Claudia Vasquez, and I just moved from Boston to Queens. And you? Then she looks at me. Oh, my turn? I'm Summer Williams. I moved to Queens from Brooklyn 2 years ago. Kiana is my best friend. I'm mostly shy, so I'm quiet at first, but when I open up, I'm loud as ever. So please don't take my quietness for dislike. Wow, Sum, I'm proud of you, Kiana says. Oh, shut up, I reply in a playful tone. Well, I am Kiana. I've lived in Queens my whole life, and like Summer said, she's my best friend. She's really fun to be around once she warms up, and I could tell we are all going to be great friends. She says as she points to Chantel. I'm Chantel Walker. I'm an only child, and I live in Bayside. I used to live on the Upper East Side until I was 8. Oh, so we saved the best for last? Kara says as she chuckles. I am Kara Washington. I live in Rosedale, and I've lived in the same house my entire life. Shout out to the only two who never moved, Kiana says and raises her hands for a high five. Kara starts laughing as she high fives Kiana. Miss Adams is looking at each table and she says, engage. Make friends. You will need it for junior high school. Does anyone have any siblings? Claudia asks. I have 2 brothers, Kiana says. I have about a total of 9 siblings that I can remember off the top of my head anyway. I think it's like 10 of us in total. I reply in a very calm and genuine tone. Everyone looks shocked. Oh, mostly from my dad. He's very friendly and he's very fertile. I follow up with. Nah, your mom popping him out too, Kiana chimes in. I burst out laughing because she caught me off guard. Oh yeah, make that 10 siblings. 11 of us total. My mother is pregnant. Everyone starts to laugh. I have two sisters, Kara says. I have two little brothers and two little sisters. One was just born, Claudia says. Aw, that's so cute. I'm an only child. I wish I had siblings, Chantal says. For the remainder of the homeroom, we all got to know each other. What seemed like a pointless exercise actually might be kind of dope. Miss Adams starts to give out our schedules towards the end of the getting to know each other session. The entire 7th grade has lunch together, which is a good thing. None of us have seen the lunchroom, so we don't even know where we should meet. We compare schedules and realize we all have class close by right before lunch. Kiana and I have math with Miss Adams. Kara has art. Claudia and Chantal have English. They're all within doors of each other. Let's just meet here and all walk together. We will find a table in the lunchroom, I say. Kiana looks shocked I spoke and had a plan that involved everyone. I roll my eyes playfully at her while she smiles at me. Maybe Kiana was right, and we might be making friends with these girls. Not that I didn't want to make friends. I did. We did this Monday through Friday for the entire 7th grade, all of us always together. When we first met, Kiana and I were closer. And at some point, Kiana and Chantel got close and spent more time together. Claudia and I also got close and spent time together. Kara was kind of the odd man out. She couldn't do anything outside of school. Her parents were older and West Indian. If you don't know what that means, it means they weren't with the shit everyone else's kids were doing. They never even gave her money for pizza after school. She had to eat when she got home. These girls were more or less my main crew. I have another friend who, well, she doesn't like anyone, so I have to keep her separated from everyone. Her name is Lauren. We'll get back to her. Anyway, the following year after we all met, we all became a lot closer and started to share more personal information with each other. Kara started talking to this boy when we were like 13, I think. Maybe 14. No, had to be 13. Our junior high school went to 9th grade, and we all stayed so we could be together one last year. I think Kara was really 13 because they lasted a while, up until graduation, but whatever. She starts messing with Miguel. After a few months, maybe 3, she came to school saying Miguel ate her pussy and she gave him head. We were all so shocked and confused. Miguel went to our school too, and he definitely appeared older than his age. I swear, he might have had a full-blown beard in junior high school. He is this tall Puerto Rican guy, 6 feet at age 13, but he is always so quiet whenever he's around. He actually looks like he should be playing football from his body frame. I wouldn't expect that they'd be experimenting with sex of any kind due to our age. I'm thinking those little freaks. But I'm minding my shy business because I can't even imagine kissing a boy, let alone taking off my clothes. As some more months go by, Miguel wants to have sex. Kara says she isn't with it, but she did let him put it in her butt. Boy, oh boy, I think they made that emoji with the shocked eyes and the red cheeks after me because I'm pretty sure that's how I looked when she told all of us. She was saving her virginity for marriage, but her mouth and her butt didn't count. I say, I don't really think it works that way, Kara. But what the hell do I know?